I had not enough notice that I was to speak here. And when I was asked what subject I would speak on, I mentioned the subject of ahimsa in Buddhism. But I find that a large majority of the people attending this conference are desirous that I should speak on Buddhism and communism. Although I must say that I am not quite on the spur of the moment prepared to deal with such a large, enormous, and if I may say so, a very massive subject. A subject which has held half the world in grip. And I find that it has held also in its grip large number of the student population, even of the Buddhist country. I look upon the latter aspect of the matter with grave concern. If the younger generation of the Buddhist countries are not able to appreciate that Buddhism supplies a way of life which is better than what is supplied by the communist way of life, Buddhism is doomed. It cannot last beyond a generation or two. It is therefore quite necessary for those who believe in Buddhism to tackle the younger generation and to tell them whether Buddhism can be a substitute for communism. It is then only that Buddhism can hope to survive. We must all remember that today a large majority of the people in Europe, a large majority of the youngsters in Asia look upon Karl Marx as the only prophet who could be worshipped. And they regard, I need not say much about it, regard large part of the Buddhist priesthood as nothing but yellow perils. That is an indication which the bhikkhus must take up, must understand, must reform themselves in order that they could be compared with Karl Marx and Buddhism could compete with it. Now with this introduction, I propose to give you a few salient points in Buddhism and in Marxism or communism, in order to show you where the similarity of ideals lies, where the differences arise between Buddhism and Marxism, and thirdly, whether the Buddhist way of life of reaching the goal which communism has is a lasting one, or whether the communist way of bringing about the goal is the lasting one. Because there is no use in pursuing a certain path if that path is not going to be a lasting path. If it is going to lead you to jungle, if it is going to lead you to anarchy, there is no use pursuing it. But if you are assured that the path that you are asked to follow is slow, maybe devious, maybe there are long detours, but if it ultimately makes you land on a safe, on a sound ground, so that the ideals you are pursuing are there to help you to mold your life permanently and forever, is much better, in my judgment, to follow the slower path and the deterrence path rather than to rush up and to take what we call shortcuts. Shortcuts in life are always very dangerous. Very dangerous. Now let me go to the subject. What is the theory of communism? What does it start with? Communism starts with the theory that there is exploitation in the world, that the poor are exploited by the rich because of the property that they hold, and they enslave the masses. That enslavement results in suffering, in sorrow, in poverty. That is the starting point of Karl Marx. He uses the word exploitation. What is the remedy that Karl Marx provides? The remedy that Karl Marx provides is that in order to prevent poverty, suffering of one class, it is necessary to prevent private property. Nobody should possess private property because it is the private owner who appropriates or misappropriates, to use the technical language of Karl Marx, the surplus value which the worker produces. The worker does not get the surplus value which he produces. It is appropriated by the owner. And Marx asked the question, why should he? Why should the owner misappropriate this surplus value which is produced by the effort of the working man? His answer is that the only owner is the state. And it is because of this that Marx propounded the theory that there must be the dictatorship of the proletariat. That is the third proposition that Marx enunciated. That government must be by the exploited classes, and not by the exploiting classes, which is what is meant by dictatorship of the proletariat. These are fundamental propositions in Karl Marx, which are the basis of communism in Russia. It has undoubtedly been expanded, it has been added to, and so on. But these are the fundamental propositions. Now let me for a moment go to Buddhism and see what the Buddha has to say about the points made out by Karl Marx. As I told you, Karl Marx begins with what is called exploitation of the poor. What does the Buddha say? How does he begin? What is the foundation on which he has raised the structure of his religion? The Buddha too, 2000 or at any rate 2,400 years ago, said exactly the same thing. He said, there is dukkha in the world. He did not use the word exploitation, but he did lay the foundation of his religion on what he called dukkha. There is dukkha in the world. The word dukkha, no doubt, has been interpreted in various ways. It has been interpreted to mean rebirth, the round of life. That is dukkha. I do not agree with that. I think there are a lot of places in the Buddhist literature where the Buddha has used the word dukkha in the sense of poverty. Therefore, so far as the foundation is concerned, there is really no difference at all. It is unnecessary for the Buddhist people to go to Karl Marx to get that foundation. That foundation is already there, well laid, well laid. It is the first proposition with which the Buddha begins his first sermon, the Dhamma Chakra Parivartana Sutta. Therefore, those who are attracted by Karl Marx, I say study the Dhamma Chakra Parivartana Sutra, and find out what the Buddha said. And you will find sufficient satisfaction on this question. The Buddha did not lay the foundation of his religion either on God or on soul or anything supernatural as to that. He laid his finger on the fact of life. People are living in suffering. Therefore, so far as Marxism or communism is concerned, Buddhism has enough of it. And the Buddha has said it 2000 years before Marx was born. The Buddha's means of persuading people to adopt the principle is by persuasion, by moral teaching, by love. He wants to conquer his opponents by inculcating in them the doctrine that love can conquer anything and not power. That's where the fundamental difference lies. That the Buddha would not allow violence, and the communists do. No doubt, the communists get quick results, because when you adopt the means of annihilating him, he does not remain to oppose you. You go on with your ideology. You go on with your ways of doing things. The Buddha's way, as I said, is a long way. Perhaps some people may say a tedious way. But I have no doubt about it that it is the surest way.
Buddham saranam gacchami, Dhammam saranam gacchami, Sangham saranam gacchami, Buddham saranam gacchami. बुद्ध की प्रबुद्धता अति महान है, बुद्ध की प्रबुद्धता अति महान है। बुद्ध ने दिया सत्य का ज्ञान है, बुद्ध की प्रबुद्धता अति महान है। बुद्ध ने दिया सत्य का ज्ञान है। प्रज्ञा का तेज हो शीलवान में, प्रज्ञा का तेज हो शीलवान में, शुद्ध शील स्थापित करुणावान में। सद्धम्म कहो तभी प्रकाशमान है। बुद्ध ने दिया सत्य का ज्ञान है, बुद्धं शरणं